what happens inevitably is that you would have chaos and perversion, the sort that governs our country today. Nigeria is governed by lies. So it has meant that to a very large extent, instead of having order, we have chaos because we are not governed by the truth. And anything that is not governed by the truth will ultimately be destroyed. So, where is Nigeria going if it is not governed by truthful ideals, the immortal truth, the decadent lie? Nigeria is dying because it is governed by lies. These are the painful realities that we must tell ourselves. If you go into Quran at 7, that's the 7th chapter, verse 159, and it says, and of Moses' people is a party who guide with truth, and with it they do justice. Emphasis mind, justice. And of Moses' people is a party who guide with truth, and with it they do justice. Speaks to the Levites. That is what the Quran is referencing here. Of Moses' people, that's the Jews, is a party who guide with truth. That in reality, for us, is the judicial class. Those who dispense justice. Are they guiding with truth? And are they able to do justice if they are guided with truth? If you look particularly at Surah Al-Munafiqun, verses 1 to 11, you will see all the 4 attributes of Nigerian ruiners. 1, they are inconsistent. They say something in the morning, it changes by noon, it changes by midday, it's gone again. Once upon a time, subsidy was bad, now it's good, then it's bad, now it's gone. Munafikun. They pretend. That is what munafiks do. They pretend. You want one? Go and look at the short one that used to rule in Kaduna. There was nothing better than bulaba. In fact, it was the best thing since sliced bread. But today, he's singing another song, and we are all supposed to clap. The way of the munafikun. They blame. Buhari blamed Jonathan for 8 years. Bulaba is blaming Buhari for the last 2 years. It's always somebody else to be blamed. And then they are complacent. It is the way of the munafikun to be complacent. Because now that they have successfully foisted their inconsistency, their pretense, and they've blamed somebody else, they can now enjoy in their complacency. So they can buy yachts whilst to starve. They can buy presidential jets whilst to drop dead on the streets. They can remove fuel subsidy and live in the lap of luxury. You don't matter. That is the way of the munafikun. Let us tell ourselves the truth. When I say the truth, I'll say the truth the way we used to say the truth long before the white man and the Arabs darkened our shores. As a Yoruba man, in my culture, you have 3 options when the truth comes. When you are asked, is it a Beni? That is when they say Soju Abeniko. That is either yes. Or you say Beko, which is no. Or you say Ironi. Beni speaks to you, affirming what you know to be the truth. Standing behind what you know to be the truth. Not what you feel, what you know experientially, you witnessed it. If you heard somebody else if somebody else told you, you must say, oh, Lagbaja and Lagbaja told me, and I believe the person. You don't even need to say you believe the person sometimes, depending on who the person is, if it requires reaffirmation within the society. If you say Beko, it means that you are saying, I am not sure. I can't speak to the truth of that thing. In fact, it is not true. But when you say irony, you are affirming that that thing is a lie. Each and every one of the persons who have achieved immortality on account of truth-telling, whether they be whites or black, Africans or Caucasian, or whatever their race might be, they would have to at some point decide to live by the truth. And if they must die by the truth, they stand behind that truth. They stand behind the truth in the knowledge that you cannot separate the truth from God. God is the truth. The immortal nature of the truth is that it cannot die. Yorubas have this proverb, and I will close with that. They say, tí irọ́ bá lọ lógún ọdún, ìṣẹ́jú kan ló tán bá. What that means is, if the lie travels for 20 years, it takes the truth but a second to catch up with it. I've said this before. If you've been listening to me for some time, you would have heard me exegese this proverb. Nothing can be farther from the truth. The truth never moves. That is the constance of the truth. It does not move. Remember what the Quran said at chapter 23, verse 71, where it says that if the truth should follow their desires, the heaven and the earth and all those who live there, they will perish. That is exactly what the Yoruba proverb is also saying. The truth is fixed. It does not move. It is certain. It is the lie that travels. It's peripatetic. It goes up and down, yo and yo, but the truth remains sat in the same place, constant as the northern star. And then when the lie is done perambulating, it comes back to where the truth is sat. Remember Fela's song? Perambulator, 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 later, perambulator. They go, they perambulate on the city, same place. Because they continue to lie. They continue to travel and dance around, not acknowledging the truths that are obvious. One of the defining truths told by Chivayo Adebanjo in his lifetime is the fact that Nigeria will not progress unless it goes back to true federalism. Federalism, I should say, don't let me have them perpetrate that lie of true federalism. There's nothing called true federalism. That one is a lie. Federalism based on regions. Chivayo Adebanjo defined his struggle by these ideals. That was the man who has grasped at immortality simply because he told the truth. Dare to tell the truth. Do not be as the Monafiquans. Do not join them. We've got only one home. One. And if we are ever to come out of
For branding Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the Igbos today, a terrorist. El-Rufai, the terrorist. You don't know that El-Rufai is a plan. Who made Nnamdi Kanu leader of the Igbos? Thank you so much. The way he carried himself, the way he has been conducting IPOB agitation that made Transparency International to give us world record of the most peaceful agitator or agitation group in the world is IPOB. But this most peaceful agitation platform in the world is now a terrorist to Nigerian government, Nigerian court, Nigerian justices. Binta Nyako. Binta Nyako has mismanaged public funds handed onto him. Binta Nyako's son, this is not an allegation, has mismanaged public funds handed onto him to execute a particular project. Binta Nyako's husband mismanaged a particular project handed over to him by Tinubu administration. Is now hanging on their necks. It is a commitment. That's the federal government of Nigeria for you. So that if he releases him, they will hold him. That's why now they can actually show the whole world in the court. Rescue yourself, Binta Nyako. Rescue yourself. Binta Nyako is supposed to handle fence that day and jump as a woman. Jump, run away. She absconded from the back door. Now they can actually made it clear that Binta Nyako financial crime is hanging on her neck. That's why she could not release Nnamdi Kanu. Her son too is culpable. Her husband is culpable as well. Financial crime. Ndị ochi na-achị Nigeria, ndị ochi, Department of Judiciary, ndị ochi, Department of Executive, ndị ochi, Department of the Legislatives, ndị ochi. Nnamdi Kanu is a good man.
But Igbo governors does not seem to want to let him go.
Because Igbo governors are errand boys to Fulani. I told you this. Igbo governors na agbali Fulani odibo. Charles Soludo Amwewu na agbali ndị Fulani odibo.
Okay.
Are you listening to me? Hope Ozodimgba Amwewu na agbali ndị Fulani odibo.
Okay, good morning.
Okay.
Good morning. Okay, so we heard that a certain group in the Oduduwa, the Oduduwa, a certain organization in Oduduwa has come out to say that they should stop following directives of the Sultan of Sokoto, that's the Yoruba Muslims, and that they should they should only listen to whoever they choose to take as their leader. Who's your take as regards this?
First things first, the Sultan of Sokoto is the Amirul Islam. Is the leader of the Muslims in the whole of Nigeria. That is the title being bestowed on him. It's a fact. In life, you don't something with sentiment. You must always speak when you have facts. So the Sultan of Sokoto is the Amirul Islam. Is the one that decides that, for example, Ramadan is coming. That's Islamic month, 9 months in fasting. Like in the normal calendar, we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. In Islamic calendar too, they have their own 12 months. You understand? Muharram, Safar, Rabiul Awwal, Rabiul Thani, Jumaada al-Awwal, Jumaada al-Thani, Rajab, Shaban, Ramadan. Ramadan is the 9 months of Islam. In that month is when they decide to have their compulsory fasting. Now that month, Ramadan is less than 2 to 3 weeks from now. Is that person, Sultan will decide and now that they have seen the moon. When they see that moon, Ramadan commences. It's not that they will say that okay, they have seen the moon again in Shawwal. That is their small Eid, their small Salah, Eid. And the federal government was listening to him because he is the leader of all Muslims. So I go against Yoruba, I'm a Yoruba person, so I go against the Yoruba nation in saying that we must respect him. The thing that I have problem with is the fact that when he now die, I mean, the God give him long life. But when he dies, another leader of Muslim will now come from Sokoto. That's my own problem. Must he come from Sokoto? That's my problem. He's not a Muslim, confirmed, it's a fact. But why can't a Yoruba person as a Muslim be a leader of the Muslim? There are some Igbo Muslims too, it's a fact. Why can't they be a leader of the Muslim? There are some Ijo Muslim. For example, After the is a Muslim. Why can't there be a leader of Muslim? There are some Edo Muslim, Edo not. So that's so why must the Islamic head always come from Sokoto? That's my own problem. But that is the fire, is the Amirul Islam, the head of the Muslims, is a fact. Every country must have an Amirul Islam. They must have, if there's a Muslim in that place, they must have Amirul Islam, leader of the Muslim. But why? Because, for example, look at the Khan. I'm a Christian now. The Khan, now the Khan is the Christian Association of Nigeria. They have election, which is good. That means a woman can be a count today, a Kalama tomorrow, as far as a Christian, as a man place tomorrow. But in Islam, it must always be authoritarian. That means he must always come from that Sokoto Emirate. No. So on that, as well as people, we cannot go to have Sultan directing, for example, try to impose the Sharia law to the Yorubas. I'm a perfect example of how it's supposed to be. From a family that worships Oro in Abeokuta, Ogun State. My father accepted Islam on his own. And now I'm a Christian. Then how can I impose Sharia law to who? And there are many families like that too in Yoruba land, diverse, especially from Ogun State, Osun, Ibadan. Go and take them. In one family, they are Muslim. Even their personality in that same family. So you try to do that Sharia law to Yoruba land, it cannot work. So if I look at it, both of them, their side, you cannot question the authority of Sultan as at now. You think that's a Muslim. And all Muslims in Nigeria, either you are Yoruba, you are Igbo, because it will tell you, for example, to tell Federal to president, today they have seen the moon, and tomorrow, Federal will announce fasting starts. End of the fasting is he announced again they have seen the moon. It during the big Salah is when I was okay again. Today is the big Salah. They do it because if you say you don't want to follow him, then have your calendar. Go and calendar on the day.
Okay, but do you think the reason? Do you not think that the reason why the Southwest Muslim leaders are not recognized? Do you not think because of there is the Fulanis that the Yorubas are not major? They are not major Muslims.
I mean, very good question, but I look at the fact that it is the British that gave the Fulani people power. That's a fact.
Why do you think so?
No, they give them power. That born to rule mentality. It's not being imposed on religion, which now makes you look at the example. Let me tell you about the conquest of Ilorin. The reason why Ilorin person sees him as more of a Fulani than a Yoruba is because of the religion, because of that Islam. The same Islam was used to conquer the Hausas. That same Islam now is being used on we, the Yorubas. This is a fact. That's why somebody from Ilorin will say, I'm a Christian Islam. For example, look at how Isheshe is our traditional in Yoruba land. It was banned in Ilorin. It's a fact. It was banned. It was banned in Ilorin. You understand? How can you ban Isheshe? Ilorin is supposed to be in Yoruba land, and they banned it. And they were saying because even though people like that say, okay, Islam is above everybody. Yoruba people, that's what I like about our culture is above everything. You understand? For example, nobody can tell me, no matter who you are, that you stop eating salami. Go. He mapped out. He marked budgeted 500 million for hedge for the Fulanis, the killers of Ipob people. He gave them money because all the governors except Lesotho, they are servants to Fulani. They have been doing us this injustice for over how many years now? Since 2015. Only Ngige did well. Only Obi did well. Only Lesotho did well. Peter Mba Ojuzo Kanu Bonyamwewu. He ruled Abia State for 7 years, stealing 9 billion naira. Theodoji, two of them they stole over 3 trillion naira that belongs to Abia State. Lesotho come under 6 months. He refurbished, revamped, changed Abia State to an ultra-modern state, building Aba with ultra-modern markets, multi-purpose plazas everywhere. That's Lesotho for you. It took Lesotho only 6 months to have achieved what the like of Ojuzo Kalo, Ojuzo 1 year, and Okezie Ikpeazu she could not do under 24 years. Lesotho did it under 6 months. Go to Abia State, the road is pure black, charcoal black, and it's having many projects like international airport. Yes, international airport, seaport, dry port. Same time, building it, borrowing money from World Bank and displaying, paying salary every 18th of any month. Abia workers, they are being paid. Ojuzo Kalo has succeeded in destroying Abia State for 8 years straight, and now is representing a better constituency. Senate, yes. Amwewu is representing a better constituency. Theodoji 1 year, he always sleeps in the house. He's a senator too. I'm telling you the truth. If they beat Theodoji, what's 24 Nigeria 24, 24. Theodoji sleeps. because he has eaten enough.
Okay.
The sleeping there is when is this session gonna end now? Let us go.
Okay. Thank
When
you.
is this session gonna end now? Let us go.
Okay. God bless you. I don't like
word. I don't miss my word. Fulani that came with Islam in Nigeria. His name was Ottoman Danfodio. He came in 1804 campaigning for Fulani conquest and Islamization of the northern Nigeria. He actually succeeded on, prevailing on their Hausa host, and they brought their Hausa host down and overcome them. Now they have, become imperialist to the Hausas. The Hausas have no say again in their own native land. Hausas are now strangers. Politically, the Hausas are not doing well because they are peaceful people. They are people that cannot just demise or disallow people wasting of blood. No, the Hausa people are not like that. They do to the fact that the people are from Fulani extraction. I mean, the Fulanis are very, very aggressive, aggrieved, hostile tribe people from Futajelo Highland, Senegambia. They migrated into the north, actually disallowed by the Hausa king they met, that actually accepted them. That Hausa king has accepted them in peace with harmony. They later buy him, disallow him because they are land grabbers, because they are bloodletting people, because they are very, very ruthless and wicked. So that's why they prevailed on the peaceful Hausas, and today you have seen how far they have gone, at least to destroy the north. The Fulanis has actually been occupied the northeast, the northwest, and corner with such religion that allows all manners of inhumanities of man against man. By the way, you are saying that you are serving the biggest God, the tallest God, the strongest God, the all grace, the most graceful, the most merciful, with moon and star. Yet you invite another God, you use fetish things, you use all manner of idolatrous materials outside their mosque, allowing an alpha to do all manner of incantation and enchantment. Does God order you to instruct you to incant or to enchant? Enchantment has to do with idolatrousness and witchcraft. So we Christians, we are different. We are the Igbos, and we follow the religion that our father Abraham, followed actually before introduction of Christianity in our midst. But we saw Alhaji Emeka come down to us in the likeness of man. That is what Christianity is all about.
We saw Alhaji Emeka the other time. Alhaji Emeka, there was one, is it Mohammed Obinna?
Mm-hmm.
Are you not afraid that through that Ebonyi axis, Islam is spread to other parts of the southeastern part of Nigeria?
And they use that as a bait to travel to Mecca. That was during the time of the Hajj. Who allowed these two Alhajis, Alhaji Chinedu and Alhaji Emeka, they gave them money. They traveled to Hajj, and in the central mosque of Medina there, we saw how they were beaten to superiority by those Arab Muslims because they look so different, and maybe they must have sent them information that such persons are coming, that actually they are not true Muslims. They were actually singled out at the central mosque of Medina, and they were beaten to superiority. That's why I tell you that Islam can never work for Igbo man. If actually you are doing it for money, on getting to Arab or in the mosque there, they will single you out and beat the hell out of you. Because those two guys, they were beaten up. We saw how they were being beaten at the central mosque of Medina. They show it on social media. It is not for Igbo man. Igbo man we are the black Jews, and we can never ever be together with the Arabs. We detest their religion. We can never be together with them. Though the original Arabs are very peaceful, but it is the African Arabs, the Fulani Arabs, and the Hausa Arabs that are too wicked, at least can never live in harmony with other tribes in Nigeria.
Father, we are closing now. The Southeastern Governors Forum, the leader, the chairman, Opus Odima, he has yet to speak on the killings, and even President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have yet to speak. What are your opinions about that as we are closing now?
They are very silent because actually they know that they are playing games, political games with our blood. I mean Igbo man's blood. If they are to speak, are they going to speak peace? If they are to speak, are they going to speak in such a way that Fulani will stop encroaching on the farmlands across southwest, on the farmlands across midbelt, on the farmlands across Ebonyi State and the Igbo land in totality. Is it not the same grazing on the farmlands that brought about that killings? The Ebonyi people were trying to resist the people that are destroying all the crops on their farmlands, and that's why the headers clash with them. And who are the people that seduce and deceive those Ebonyi people to forget Fulani incursion, that are not going to come back again? That's why the machete killers, the Fulani, the machete killers, the Ezra people went into various slums and houses to sleep, closing their two eyes, thinking that the Fulanis have retracted. They did not retreat. They actually came back again, attacking and disaliving, maiming Ebonyi people in that community in their large number. So what I'm trying to say is that Hope Uzodinma's speech or Tinubu's comment does not matter at all. Fulani is still at the helm of everything. They are the head of government, and even as the body of language of Tinubu is showing now, he is an errand boy to the Fulanis. Their speeches don't matter.
Okay, thanks so much for coming, sir.